What up, y'all? So I'm going to be answering some common questions that I get. I have a group on Instagram and about 400 people where I let them ask me specific questions regarding shooting a basketball or basketball in general. So I'm going to go over the top questions this week. So the first question was, how do you correct your shooting form? So for me, I think that shooting form is a little bit overrated. I think every hooper has their own unique form. There's not one basketball player that shoots the basketball the exact same. So my key is you need to perfect your form. Now, yes, there's some little things that you need to do if you want to shoot the ball well. I think you need to have proper rotation. But as far as form goes, everyone's body's built differently and everyone's body is unique. So I think take form away, it's mastering your form and making it at a high percentage. So I wouldn't get too wrapped up on if your form looks good, because a lot of people's forms look good, but the ball never goes in. And if you look at some forms that are unique, let's say Tyrese Halliburton, for example, if you watch him shoot, technically it wouldn't be the textbook form, but the ball goes in at a high percentage. So worry more about mastering your form than trying to perfect your form. The next question was, how do you master or develop your mental game? Not with just shooting, but just staying consistent. So I think the mental side of hoops is so important. I always say that you can do hundreds of different drills, you can have the best trainer in the world, but if you go into a basketball game and you're not confident in your abilities, all that training just goes out the window. So your job as a basketball player is, number one, to believe in yourself. You need to believe in yourself to a delusional point, right? Now, you also have to prove that belief correct. So you need to put time, you need to put effort into developing your game as a hooper. So now you have delusional belief, now you have effort, and now you have to put time in, right, to give yourself that belief. And then you have to trust everything that you've worked on building up to the game. And in the game, you just trust the work. The game isn't the time for you as a player to start overthinking, overanalyzing everything. If you miss a shot or two in a game, you don't need to now think that all the work that you did was a waste. Now you're starting to change your shooting form and you're becoming rattled because you're facing a little adversity in games. There's plenty of games where I might miss the first two shots, but in my mind, I always say, are those shots that I work on? Yes. Are those shots that I'm confident I can make? Yes. Were those shots within the offense? Yes. And if I can answer yes to those questions, then it's the right shot. But if I'm forcing a shot and I miss one or two, okay, let's sit back a little bit. Let's let the game come to me and figure out, let's see where my next shot's going to come from. Like the game, I feel like the game speaks to me and the shots will present themselves if you're just immersed in the present moment. So the mental game is a big part of it. I really enjoy the mental side of hoops. I think if you can master mentally, you are going to set yourself apart from all the other hoopers, because a lot of hoopers, when they face some sort of adversity or they face missing shots, they just go downhill, and you can see by their body language. All right, another question was, what are the keys to becoming an elite free throw shooter? So I think free throw shooting comes back to the mental side. You can give a player 30 minutes in the gym and they can make 30, 40, 50 free throws in a row, and when the game comes, they'll overthink and they'll miss a free throw. And I think what that comes down to is, first off, there's different elements in the game, right? You might be tired, you might have just gone up and down a couple times. So I think at the free throw line, you need to regain your breath. And I think that the shorter your free throw routine, the better. I think the longer you have time to think at the free throw line, the worse off you're going to be for a lot of players. Some players take the full 10 seconds. Other players take maybe a second. If you look at Steph Curry's routine, very short. He just takes one deep breath, one dribble, and shoots. And that's a routine that I do as well. I just take one deep breath, one dribble, and I shoot. And I trust the results of that. Now, do you make every shot? No. Are you going to miss some? Sure. But Does that miss affect you the next time? Are you now overthinking your free throw routine? Are you now changing your free throw routine because you missed one? I think it's important not to. So I think that the key to becoming a great free throw shooter is keep your routine short, take a deep breath to settle yourself, and then just let the ball go and trust the result. So the last question is, what is the best gym workout to do for basketball? I think this one, I've had a lot of trainers in my career that have helped me with the conditioning part and the workout part. There's plenty of people on Instagram that have great workouts that you can follow, hoop specifically. And one of my favorites is PJF Performance. I've worked with him when I was coming out of college, and he really opened my eyes to how to actually train to become basketball ready. So he's a great follow to follow on all socials. So hope that helps, and we'll see y'all next time.